All right, traders and YouTubers, welcome back. I hope everyone's getting ready for the weekend. It is Friday. I'm excited. Finished trading in about an hour or so. I had more profits honestly to begin with, and I should have took them, but um, here's gonna be today's lesson. Breaking rules again. Win while I learn. I am up, right? So let's go ahead and check out the results. I am up 146 with 5 trades hitting a 40% win rate. That 40% should have been maybe should have been 100%. I should have knocked today out the park consistently. Um, but I didn't, and it all started with AMD. AMD, I had a winning. AMD started a domino effect, right? And we'll get into that. It's going to be the last slide. But AMD started a domino effect, which caused me to be not focused, really not focused, and missing entries, right? So, first loss of the day, which would have resulted in a win had I entered just 2 minutes before. I entered here on the, let's go ahead and get my pen. I entered here on the yellow right here, which is this bar right here. Entered in here, and then my stop hit me out as soon as the next bar went right where this pink line is. That's my stop loss. So entered in here to try to go for the high of day, right? I wanted to get back up to the 128.85. I jumped in at 52, so about a minute of this candle being formed, so I probably was somewhere up here or in here. And then it just kept reverting, then it went down and stop was triggered. I should have been in on this candle right here. And it's pretty straightforward because this is the big bar we have here. We're still inside this bar. We're in the middle range of that bar, and all the moving averages were above the moving averages. Green eliminates red. Boom. Would have been an easy trade. From this close of this candle to this high of this candle would have easily been 20%. Bam, would have hit a win. However, I still did stick to my stop loss, stuck to my risk management, so it was overall still a good loss, which is all we want. We want good losses constantly. I'll take a good loss over anything. All right. Next up, we have another trade on NVDA. Same ordeal. So the blue is actually representing where the perfect entry and perfect stop. Yellow is where I actually got in. So I got in on this bar right here. And then my stop was here, and my stop was violated instantly right here and caused me to get out and miss this move, right? But ultimately that wasn't the best entry. The best entry was, this is the 200 moving average right here, 200 EMA. You can see that we busted through it, but there is a rule that with one bar it doesn't really solidify the move. So this bar tried to bust through the 200. This bar said, no, we're not going under the 200 yet. So honestly, that would have been a good entry right here, because this green bar literally takes over the whole size of this red bar. We're not talking the wicks, we're just talking the bar size. So that in itself was a pretty good, we're going all the way down, then we have this huge reversal. We have a huge reversal right here in these 4 minutes. So that would have been honestly the best entry with my stop right here. And then my stop would have never gotten triggered by this bar, or this bar. I probably already would have been out maybe in this bar, because I do have my 20%. If I were to get in here, maybe I'd have my 20%. If not, this next bar for sure. As soon as I saw it go green, and then reverted and went red, that would have probably been enough to say, hey, I don't know what's going on here. This is not looking pretty. Just to have missed this, maybe I would have stuck with it. Who knows? Maybe I probably would have. I would have probably said, hey, let's wait to see how this closes, and it's kind of an indecision candle. So I'd be like, oh, okay, you know what, maybe we will go up. But nonetheless, late to the party once again. Next trade, Tesla. Look at this again, late to the party. Blue line is perfect entry with perfect stop. The reason this is good is because, look, the first actual move on Tesla this morning was to the downside. So it basically did all of this movement right here. That was the first move. Now if we break it up into the halfway mark, that's the halfway mark, that's the top thirds, that's the bottom third. So we get back up kind of to this top third spot. So kind of a good spot to say, all right, this is another low. We have another low here in that first volume drop. We get in here, we can easily go through the half, back down to the third part of this first area. Didn't take it. I noticed it, saw it, didn't take it here either, and I was like, okay, didn't take it here either because this is the move now. This would have been the move that you would have wanted to get, being inside of this first initial sign of it. So this was all late. So then I get this juicy green candle here, and I'm like, okay, there's my chance. So I got in at kind of towards, so 11:22, so a minute and 20 seconds into this bar. I said, okay, you know what, let's go. Hit this bar with my stop right above it. I ended up having a 20% win because from here it goes red, it goes up. It actually didn't hit my stop here. I remember it getting really close. And then it, huge candle down, another candle down, and that's when I had my 20%. So from here to here, 20%. Should have taken it, right? I didn't take it. I was kind of, I don't know why. I only bought one contract, so it was only one contract, but I still should have capitalized on it. But what happens instead is it comes down, we get some green, we get upward pressure, then this candle happens, we get this huge upward pressure. So now I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh, we're about to go up. But as soon as it reverted, I was like, oh man, this is getting juicy. So I made the mistake. I should have bought at the end of this candle, which would have been literally at 10:25.50. I should have bought at the end of that candle, because as soon as that candle closed, this candle formed so fast and it went down really fast, and I punched it 27 seconds into that candle, filling me at 156, which was just a terrible fill. Just for it to get reversed, stopped out here, took a loss. Should have took the win in the beginning. Then when I averaged in here, maybe I would have never even came back to the trade. I probably would have been like, this is all choppy. I should have just took my win off the front right here and moved on. I didn't. That's the Tesla. Google was a very solid trade. I mean, I definitely missed all of this. This was beautiful. You know, the range is here for yesterday, bust right above it. I should have been in that candle, and then this should have been mine. That should have been mine. It would have been a beautiful play. This is a grind on the 8 moving average. Ugh, so beautiful. This would have been a nice sell. That would have been a nice sell. That would have been a nice sell. Just wasn't in it. Saw it all. But I came and waited. I was like, okay, we got a pull, 3-bar pullback. 1, 2, 3. As soon as this bar was here, I entered in at 15:52. So 8 seconds till this bar closed. I should have been in as soon as we got over this. And if it was at the maybe 30-second mark, then I should have waited at least a minute and 30 seconds. So I have at least 30 more seconds till this bar closed. That would have been the ideal entry. But then, boom, we get a red candle, ignored it. Boom, we get 1 candle in my direction. Boom, we get 2 candles in my direction. I'm at the 20%. I wasn't at the 20% for the first sell. The second sell, I did get to the 20%. But the reason I sold that first one is because it was moving kind of slow up here. I was like, okay, we're at the highs. What are you gonna keep going? The momentum's dying off, and sure enough, it did die off. I think it hit another high like a few candles later, but now it's back down to like these levels. So that was a solid trade. My entry was just a little late, like I said, but overall, good solid entry. Let's move to the next. All right, the trade that caused all the toxicity today again. I never learned, and that's what I need to get better at, because this is borrowed money. This AMD Micron yesterday, AMD today, it's borrowed money. I'm winning, or 2 days ago, I won on the trades, but there's gonna be that day where it just doesn't come back, and I'm going to take a big loss. And I need to stop that. I need to avoid it now. So the first toxicity trade at 932, boom, I jump in here. This right here was 20%, and I didn't take it. And that's what really screwed me up, because I remember being like, oh no, I should have took it. Then it comes back down here, and I'm like, all right, you know what? It's still gonna go up. So I bought in here. This was a bad buy. It was all due to this terrible trade here. Not taking this. Then I'm like, okay, I started thinking of all these other things. So I bought in here again. I think I get stopped out on this candle for the next buy because I wanted to keep it tight. Then I buy in here. I buy in twice. I don't know why I buy in twice on this candle, because I did see that green took over red. That's probably why I was like, you know what, buy. And then it comes up, gets rejected. We don't go to the day of high of day. That's what I thought. I thought we were really gonna hit high of day right here. So I bought. I should have. This one buy was legit. I don't think I should have bought the second buy later in that candle. Hits this. It goes down. I think one of my stops gets hit here. It looks like at 9:45 I get stopped out, right? Then I do something crazy. I buy in 4 contracts right here. And I know why I did it. It wasn't fully crazy. So here's another thing I like to gauge. So this is the closing price action yesterday, right? That's the closing price action down here. So technically, for us to come here and here, this candle basically was a big gap up candle. Middle of the gap is where? Like right here. Middle of this whole move right here. The middle of this whole move with this first candle is right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I saw. And it played out well. I just didn't need to average in here when I got this first play right here, because I only went in with 1 contract, because I knew it was kind of where we got this huge gap up, and it was AMD, and it had this problem with the 167 area, right? So I'm like, oh, we're above it. This could be good. This is going to be juicy. We're finally going to make some moves. But sticking to this rule here would have just the half of this big move from yesterday to today, the half of that move retraces right into here. Perfect opportunity to buy. Perfect opportunity to add. 1 resets, 1, 2, perfect candle to sell, even better candle to sell, right? So I stuck through with the trade because I did see this all playing out. I did see this big gap that we had here retracing to the middle. I saw it all, took it. Glad I bought 4 contracts right here because that brought me back from the dead, which allowed me to make a nice profit. The first exit was I shouldn't have done it. Actually I sold 3 contracts too. If I'd have just waited on these 3 contracts for just the next bar, or for this to fall, this would have scared me, to be honest, because I had a lot of contracts. But this would have been just so juicy to have 3 extra contracts fall into that winning candle, but it didn't. So that was the trade that ultimately caused a lot of toxicity, but it played out how I saw it playing out. There was no reason to be dilly-dallying, and here how I was, just wicks everywhere, not sure what it wants to do. Finally gives us that pullback into where the money, the actual big money, stepped in over the night, where whoever that was, whatever company, hedge fund, whoever, they was like, all right, we're back to the middle of what we initially did this push. Let's add the rest of our money in, and boom. Solid move. Just wish I had stepped back and saw it play out way better, but still solid trade. But like I said, borrowed money, man, because what if it didn't? What if it did keep going down, and I added here like a Riri, and I mean, I don't know. Let me not say that, but I added here, and is what it is, man. But borrowed money, you just stick to your rules, man. Stick to your rules. Stick to your rules. This is for my future self when I see this on Monday morning. Stick to your rules, man. All right. Lesson of the day. New little section I'm adding. Don't get caught up in one trade. It caused you to get into 3 trades too late, which resulted in losses, right? So the 3 trades I showed you where I got in late, I had already been in the Micron, and I should have took the 20% off Micron in the beginning. Then the other trades I would have saw happen. I guarantee you I would have saw those other trades happen. Would have made money on those, and then when I actually saw the Micron true potential play pop up, bam, I would have been able to pull the trigger on that, and today could have been just such a green day. But is what it is. Still a green day. I'm gonna take it. Not gonna cry anymore. See this on Monday. This is gonna be the motto for the entire week. We're not getting caught up in any trades. I'm going to set my stop loss. It triggers. I'm going to take profits at 20%. It triggers. I'm taking it. No sitting, dilly-dallying, hoping, waiting. None of that. Unless I'm up and I'm, the first part of the formula is going to get executed, okay? And that's what we need to consistently do. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Drop a like, drop a comment, ask if you have some more ideas for me. Why did you go Tesla short after it's been up 3 days in a row, right? That's probably why I did it, but also just such powerful in Tesla, and I missed all of the up run the last 3 days, so kind of was just like needing to get a Tesla play in there, and I figured better go downside than upside on after a 3-day move up. But that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and weekend.